hide enemy data vaults and retrieve crucial intelligence data.
The Grineer used to be builders, but now all they make is war.
Hey YouTube, Herb here, and I just felt like doing a final little wrap-up to the whole Spy Vault series. And since today I ran across a sortie mission, this is actually a sortie on Tavunia. That's not the normal Kuva Fortress spies area, but it's where the sortie is, and I think there's bonus slash damage, so I figured it would be a good demonstration. So I'm just going to go ahead and do a whole uncut bit of commentary while I go through and do the Tavunia spy thing. Now, I'm not really going to lie about it. I'm doing this in as cheesy and safe a way as possible. I got on a Vara, as you can see, with lots of power efficiency, so I can keep on my third ability, the Huntress, or whatever it's called, Prowl. That. So I can keep that on as long as possible, and I'm using a Rack the Dark Dagger to get finisher kills, and get lots of affinity off of stealth kills, and then trigger the Rack the Syndicate effect, which is feeding me back energy so I can stay cloaked. So this is about as cheesy as possible. Also, I've got the Infiltrate Augment on. Basically, I know that there's a lot of different ways to do these spy vaults, and I will... That's just for pride. There's a lot of different ways to do these spy vaults, and I'll show you all the information.
Trigger the alarms now, and they will start destroying the data.
With a different Warframe than Avara, but this is what I'm doing it with today. Also, I've got on the Rectus Cernos and something random as a secondary, looks like a Sonic Core. Okay, so these vaults usually appear in one specific order here on the Kuva Fortress. I'm gonna go ahead and get the Dashwire arrow out, and this is the first vault, and there are usually two different ways to do each of the three main rooms, and the way it's set up is there's a room on the right hand side, there's a room in the middle, and then there's a room on the left, and you have to wrap all the way back around in a big counterclockwise loop to make it all the way to the data. So the first way that you can solve these is probably nobody saw that. So the first way that you can do these, that's probably the most obvious way, is to go ahead and hit some buttons and hack some hacks. So I'll go ahead and show you how to do that in this area here. Easy peasy. The data is now flowing through those segments there, and this room is done, first of three. Now the second way to do it, and it's usually easier, well, it's usually easier, I think, to do it this particular way, is to go ahead and shoot out these little control panels down beneath. So I'll quickly do that in this room to show you what I mean. Now if I take this out with my Rectus Cernos, that apparently takes out some sort of inhibitor on the data flowing, and that is done for this room. And I'll show you what it would look like in this particular room, because for me to have hacked the other panels, I would have had to have probably killed this heavy gunner and then hacked this one panel right here. And the third room is identical to the first room, so you can go down below and hack these panels. But I'm going to show you where the little control thingy is that you can... I can not fall off of my zipline. Right principle did it a bit off, but anyway, the control panel is sitting right down here, and that'll get the data flowing through there nicely. And you can, with Avara, you can use another zip line to get yourself out easily, like that. Man, I haven't done this in too long. All right. Also, I apologize if my voice sounds a bit funny today. I do have a cold right now, so keep that in mind. And we hack that. And we're done. So you can see how there's basically two main variations on that first of all. Either you can go through invisible and hack all the panels, or you can take your Warframe and kill all the enemies. Obviously, with this being a sortie, that's a little more difficult to do, which is why I left most of those enemies alone. Or you can take all those panels, and a single Syndicate proc will actually usually destroy all the panels simultaneously for you. So if you can just get one of those to occur, you know, one stealth kill on an Eximus walking around maybe, that'll usually get that really well going for you. Alright. Man, there's a lot of enemies crawling around. They can just keep on moving around the area. I'm also recording this just before the Plains of Eidolon update comes out. I'm super excited about that. Ah! How did that happen? Okay, there we go. That fixes that. Actually, you know what? This room seems pretty deserted. I'm gonna go ahead and hop this in here real quick. Like I said, just 4 Plains of Eidolon. Go ahead and drop that into the store too, get my energy up real fast. That should be good. Yeah, go into it. Get some stealth kills here too, and get some recta boofs, recta procs, recta explosions, whatever you want to call them. Got a friend who kind of boofs this way. I mean, that's kind of what it sounds like, though, right? Alright. See if I can get to Vault B. Now, this vault, there are 2 separate paths, but...
If you trigger the alarms now,
get out of here.
The enemy will start destroying data.
Nice thing about the Rector effect, by the way, it usually does not alert enemies. They treat it as if it was some sort of environmental damage, like, say, the lightning bolts that come down on series. Alright, so, anyways, what was I talking about? Oh, yeah. So, this is the second vault in order. And this vault is interesting in that there are 2 paths, but one of the paths is usually blocked off from the other, and the other one will be open. You have to figure out which in the middle of the vault. And you never really know until he spawns in. So, okay, that's the one that's open. This is the good path that I think is a little bit easier to use. The difficult path, the one that's closed right now, involves going through this grain I'm shooting right here. And I can try and show you what that would look like after we're done here, but for now, we're going to go down this path to the left. And in either case, your basic goal is to be wandering around in some tunnels down underneath. Now, I have Infiltrate on. I could phase through some of the lasers, but phasing through lasers is not necessary to complete this. Like, I could go straight through here, but it really isn't needed. As long as you have the ability to either crowd control your enemies or to stay invisible, you can get through here. And I believe if you go down that little path, I believe it kicks you out right about here somewhere. Okay, which means that you end up facing this area as opposed to coming up right here where I came up. Either way, what you're looking for is this little raised panel right here. That's your memory device that'll help you keep your bearings in this vault. Because what you want is you want to go from this panel and get down through here into this little area right here. And that will lead you straight into the vault. I think there may be another way. Yeah, there's a... No, I don't think there is another way into this vault. That's right off the bat. Obviously, of course, if you're invisible, you could, just hack the security panel as well. And that would have been just as easy for me to do there, but any Warframe can do that set of parkour with either of the 2 available paths. I'm just gonna get her out of the way. And pack. Totally finally is amazing. Simultaneously the best and worst mod in the game. Okay, that's very arguable, but point being, I think the reason why it's the best is because its value is so arguable, but it makes so many of these missions so much easier, Anyways. I am on the wrong floor. And that's a lot of enemies there. But if I wait for a couple of them to go by... That big cluster there, for example. As soon as they're out of the way, I'm gonna be able to parkour my way up there. Maybe a couple more. Patience, Patience is the key in spy missions. You have to be willing to just take it slow, get your stealth kills. Deal with things one at a time as they come. Didn't actually hurt me that much, but it did cost me a ticket for Prowl, that's the name of that really good. The one that makes Savara invisible, the one that I'm really abusing right now. The Savara ability is mostly just range and efficiency, so that I can be sleeping as many enemies as possible with Sleep Arrow, and so that I can be having Prowl last as long as possible. Can I get into this? I can. I was gonna have to shoot. I was just gonna have to shoot a zipline if I missed that jump. That's okay. Would have been a little difficult since I didn't have zipline selected. I was like having zipline dash wire arrow. Okay, that's what it's called, dash wire arrow. Give it the official name. Give it the official name, Herptider. Come on. I always like going around with that selected on Navarro, actually, just because you never know when you're going to need it for the extra little bit of mobility.
You're nearing the console. Trigger
Noise
the
arrow, of
alarms
course,
now,
with
and they will
a
start
large
destroying the
range
data.
build is pretty hilarious, because you can get this entire rooms of enemies grouped up. That's not what you're here to see. You're here to see spy vaults. I will go ahead and quickly finish off that spy vault. Get the Cernos back out. Alright, so I think this vault, the third vault that almost coming up in order, this one's a bit unique in that there is a secondary path to the vault, but honestly I think that that's the more difficult way to go about it. I'll go ahead and head over here and show you a little bit of what I'm talking about. Like, you can get around back here and you can get yourself into some interesting back rooms. Like, there's a oh, I haven't been this way in such a long time, you know. This way on see, because I think this way is the more difficult way to go about completing it. There's somewhere up here. I shouldn't even be trying to show you this if I don't remember exactly where it's located. Somewhere up here. Ah, here we go. Let's go into the wrong room this way. Okay. Ah, that could have been disastrous. I was gonna say somewhere up here is a way to get down into this area. Here it is. All right. And what you can do then is you can hack this panel. Opens up these doors here, opens up this door right here that you can shoot your way in. Alright. I'm not gonna worry about that. Watch out for that mine. Okay. Making myself a lot of work here. Alright, I'm gonna go back to the beginning, and I'm gonna show you the way that I normally do this, which I think is a lot easier. And the enemies, of course, are progressing through their pathings, but bear with me here. So normally, what we worry about is we'll worry about this one sensor regulator, and actually marking it can be quite useful. So you can see where it is, and make sure you know where it's facing. Obviously with Avara, I have a bunch of extra enemy radar. There's that one's in sensor regulator that you can sneak by as it goes through its prowls there. Mines everywhere. And then there's this other one up here, where you're... Oh, no, I wanted to mark the regulator. And this is your primary goal, is to juke this guy. As long as you're paying very close attention to where he is, you can get in behind this sensor regulator and hack this door panel. That makes it very easy to get in. And that's the time right there, that right is what that you want to be waiting for. You see that, and that this guy actually has a fairly long path. Like he starts off over here facing this way, and then he eventually turns back around. So what you want to do is you want to track those two sensor regulators. Hack your way in. Shoot out that. If it's still on, I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna shot it. And those are the two ways into this vault. Like I said, here's the way that we opened up earlier. And I'll take you right into there, and go down this set of stairs is the way I like to come in. So there's multiple ways to do this one, but I really feel like this way is a lot easier though. This way you just have to juke two sensor regulators and some mines. The other way, there's so many live enemies to deal with.
No alarms. We
So
have
many different
everything we
things that
came
can go
for.
wrong, you know?
Get to extraction.
Alright, well, that is it for the vaults. I am just gonna go ahead and make my way on out of here. I decided to go ahead and make this recording because I'm gonna have some more time to be doing some of these things the next couple of weeks. I'm gonna do a couple more Warframe Science episodes, hopefully. I'm really interested in getting those finished, actually. They have a couple fun ideas for Warframes I can talk about. Can I fit through here? Yes, I can. I think those are weird. I think you can usually fit through them going out and not going in. It's a bit strange, but whatever. Oh, it's down there. I shouldn't have come up here. Oh well. Get out of this mission as fast as possible. I might even cut some of this out. We'll see. We'll see. The goal is for this to just be an uncut version, because honestly, you know, this tile set has been out for so long. If I actually wanted to do a serious spy vaults, I would have done it long ago. Back when the War Within first came out, which is... How long was that? Oh my god. Such a long time ago. Alright. Yeah, we're at the accent tile, so I should be on my way and out of here in just a moment. Anyways, that should be it. Peace out, YouTube. Perks are out. And let's see what I get. Woohoo! Ribbon mod. Fantastic. Alright. Bye, y'all.